As women get older and reach their expiration dates, suddenly fewer guys offer them free stuff, fewer guys offer to do things for them, and fewer guys pay attention to them. This trend continues even after the women have passed their expiration dates. You should know that when I was younger, I was a fan of Jerry Seinfeld. When I was a kid, one of my favorite things to do was to read the Superman comic books and watch the Superman television show. The classic episodes of Superman, including the one where the Man of Steel comes into contact with kryptonite and, all of a sudden, he loses his superpowers. If you've ever watched Superman, you know that this is the episode. That is what kicks are like after they reach the age of 30, after they have passed their expiration date, and after they have lost any superpowers they may have possessed over the course of their lives. Suddenly, guys don't drop everything and offer to do favors for them. Suddenly, guys aren't giving them anything for free. Suddenly, guys aren't staring at them and hanging on their every word. Suddenly, they no longer have their superpowers. Suddenly, guys don't offer to do favors for them. Suddenly, guys aren't giving them anything for free. Suddenly, guys aren't hanging on their every word. Suddenly, when your sell-by date has passed, when you've been on the merry-go-round for 20 or 30 years, when you've missed the opportunity, the gap, the window of time during which you had the advantage on the market, and when you've cashed it in, you're avoided. These are all signs that you've outlived your usefulness. You Desmond, you divorced men, why is it expected of you to have well after the age of 40, while this woman was after the age of 50? To tell you the truth, if she wasn't there yet, she's getting closer to that age every day. Why do you think you're entitled to deserve all right a man should be coming after you knocking down your door? You should just send smiles and winks and they'll just come running. This is delusional thinking on your part. She's knocking on the door. Because of this, it makes me laugh because it's so ridiculous. Under the age of 25, most women have reached their sexual maturity and are able to reproduce successfully. It is biological, it is just a fact, it is the truth that some women will follow to knows what the media, TV, and publications have been telling them, which is mostly lies that you can settle down. You can basically have everything you want, which is why there are women who have gone universally into the workforce, where they have professional careers, and where they make six figures, and yet they believe that they have pushed the wall back into the 1930s. But the fact of the matter is that their sexual marketplace value was at its highest when they were in their early 20s. This is the time in their lives when they were easily able to reproduce and had a higher overall SMV. It doesn't change much until you're in your 40s, at which point it starts to go down again, but men can still have children well into their 40s. They are sexually able to have children at that age without a hell of a lot of trouble, but women's ability to have children begins a rapid decline after the age of about 25 and again after the age of about 40. Men are sexually able to have children at that age without a hell of a lot of trouble. It is extremely risky for them to try to carry a pregnancy to term. Oh no, this can't be real, there's no way that something like that could have happened to her. Jessica, what happened to you? Oh man, that is tough, that is tough. Wasn't she like, no, I could be completely wrong. Wasn't she like dating like Tony Romo or something happened? That is tough. No, I don't know, I couldn't be wrong about that completely, but dude, if that's true, he got lucky. Bro, what happened, dude? She let herself go. If only I had known a few years ago that things would deteriorate to this level, I would have prepared myself better for the dating scene. Man, oh yeah, she says it's getting worse and worse. I had no idea that Tinder would be released and so quickly bring about the end of good old-fashioned romance. If I had known that, I would have gone out and found myself a good man and married him. I despise this modern era of dating in which we now find ourselves, as she puts it. I want nothing more than to wipe out all dating apps and the horrible way in which they have disrupted interactions when she predicts that things will get worse. She had no idea that things would get worse. She's talking about herself, right? She doesn't realize that she's talking about herself, even though she must be just as attractive at the age of 34 as she was when she was younger. When she was 24, so the fact that she does not have as many options does not have anything to do with her decline, rather, it is the sexual marketplace that has declined. This is the problem, guys, even though the wall appears very quickly for women, and their attractiveness plummets precipitously after they reach it. They are always the last to know or acknowledge that they have indeed hit the wall, regardless of whether they are aware of this fact or not. There are a few women I know who are in their mid-30s and they don't appear to want to believe this at all. These same women spent their 20s bouncing from one casual relationship to the next, and now they have no idea what has happened to them. They tell me that the only men who are interested in them are over the age of 40, and they find this to be revolting. They never imagined that they would be in this position, and it comes as a surprise to many of them that men are the ones choosing women rather than the women choosing the men. Things weren't supposed to be the way that they are, and they never thought that they would be in this position. It is difficult for women to accept that they are not being pursued in romantic relationships because the natural order of relationships has been inverted in favor of men, like they used to be, and the fact that their choice of men has shrunk from the entire male side of the human race to a sliver of men who are either players or men who understand the nature of the desperation that women in their 30s feel. When a woman reaches her limit, it's always fun to watch the rest of her world come crashing down around her, especially if you knew her in the past. It's like watching a car drive down the road, and then all of a sudden, the tires start to just fall off the car, and slowly but surely, that car just starts to completely self-destruct, and the car has no idea what's going on. However, the mechanic who designed the car is aware of everything that is occurring. The vehicle will continue to move forward until it is only using one tire, at which point it will be unable to move because it will have no tires left. And I just think that when women hit the wall, they don't even realize it, man. It's crazy they have all this attention and all these advantages from the time they are basically born until they are around 30 years old, sometimes around 28. And I just think that when women hit the wall, they don't even realize it. That's when everything comes to a complete halt. It's funny how the tides turn, but we'll always get the last laugh and the last lap because that wall is unbeatable. Yeah. She is going to get orbiters to the orbiters. The wall is not undefeated to the orbiters. Yeah, the wall is not undefeated to the heart, to the hovers, the guys who she suck drives. They are not sexual attention and energy, but to the gods she really want to be with. That wall is defeated. She can't defeat it. She going to get orbiters to the orbiters. The wall is defeated. She can't defeat it.